there, dickhead.
Welcome to the Grumpy Old Man Wrestling Podcast here on RGC Multimedia. Rick Crab, and next to me I'd like to introduce you to the newest member of the Headbangers. You have Headbanger Mosh, Headbanger Thrash, and Headbanger Dipshit Christopher James Spilito.
Hi!
Oh, Lord. So how many stitches did you get, Boris Karloff?
None. I had an accident at work. I bumped my head, got a little cut, a little boo-boo. They said no stitches, no glue, just let it heal on its own.
Yeah, so you had to go somewhere else to sniff some glue, I guess.
So now your brain and I'm pinky.
Oh, Jesus. We're in trouble. Yeah. Alright, well, few programming notes before we start. This will be the last episode of 2021 where we review wrestling with our normal format, reviewing shows, pay-per-views, all that good stuff, and any news that happens. We have, mark this on your calendars, folks, Christmas Eve, December 24th, 6 p.m. Eastern. We are going to do a special holiday episode, a Rowdy Roddy Piper Christmas. We're going to show 3 segments paying tribute to the man who got me interested in wrestling, Mr. Rowdy Roddy Piper. And just so happens there were 3 Christmas vignettes that we are going to show. It's some really funny stuff, Chris. I'm sure you've seen at least one of them. I know.
Yeah, I'm Roddy Piper, yeah.
Okay, and the other episode, it will be a compilation episode. It will be, basically we're going to tell 2021 to get off our fucking lawn. Because we're going to play some of our best get off our lawns, and also, as well as some ones that we have recorded, but we haven't aired on this program or channel yet.
Get ready for the purge, kids.
Right, exactly. You can also treat this if you celebrate Festivus as be like you're airing of grievances.
I magically thought that today.
Yep. Yeah, just don't get hit with another fucking metal pole like you did today, stupid.
Yeah.
Alright.
Narf.
Alright, well, speaking of people who were stabbed in the head, we're going to start off with my Get Off My Lawn. This came from a story on the very day that we're recording this. And I'm reading this and, God, what kind of a world we come to live in where this is actually a reliable source for fucking sports gossip. TMZ
Sports.
Yeah. And actually, I'll give them credit, they do better journalism than I think a lot of regular networks do with politics. But anyway. Alright. Wrestler Hannibal violently stabs ref with iron spike. Claims ref was quote, hired to bleed, end quote. Okay. I'm going to read this article and then I'm going to comment and tell why this knucklehead should get off my lawn.
I'm going to sit back in your awe.
Okay. And it has an update. It's been updated since, I guess, the story first came out. 4:16 Pacific Time. Nicholson is breaking his silence on the incident, claiming the ref was hired to bleed, adding that the man never gave him any indication that he was in pain during the stabbing. He couldn't. I mean, usually he's like, I'll quit it is usually a sign.
That's not the safe word.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, carrying cross maybe, should have given him one. Alright.
Jesus Christ.
Nicholson spelled it all out in a video message Monday, saying he had no idea Del Toro was actually hurt during the match.
Bullshit.
And if you've ever watched Hannibal TV, I mean, he has a lot of pregnant pauses like William Shatner.
Oh, God.
I mean, he's really slow. I mean, Cornette's been making fun of him even before this happened.
Like this?
No, he talks like this. Like as if Dr. Frankenstein invented a new monster and then programmed him to be a wrestling YouTuber. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
What happened, Nicholson said. This referee was supposed to bleed from razor blade cuts. I assume he actually cut himself with the razor blades. You hoser. Okay. He gave no indication to me, and you people can watch the footage.
You people?
He said that.
Oh,
this is the direct quote. Zero indication to me in the ring that he wasn't just selling and was legitimately hurt. Nicholson says he thought he had covered the tip of the spike with his hand. Oh, jeez. There are too many of our listeners do that, and we should warn you not to do that. Right. And simply believed Del Toro was putting on a show for the crowd as he pounded the guy's forehead. If he had told me he was getting hurt, Nicholson said, I would have stopped. Nicholson claims he apologized to Del Toro on Sunday over it all, and says the ref told him, we were cool. He knows that I didn't mean to hurt him, Nicholson said. Nicholson also claims TMZ Sports did not attempt to reach him for comment. That's not true. We reached out to the email address listed on his YouTube account page at 8:21 a.m. Pacific Time, which would be 11:21 a.m. Eastern Time, and never received a response.
The original story.
A wrestler took... that's right, these are all updates above the original story, that's correct. A wrestler took things way too far during a match over the weekend, stabbing a referee in the head with an iron spike so violently the man was forced to go to the hospital. The horrifying scene all went down at a world-class pro wrestling event in Irving, Texas on Saturday, when Devon Nicholson, a.k.a. Hannibal, was taking on Carlito. He was also billed as the Blood Hunter, too.
Yes.
I'm surprised TMZ didn't pick that up. That's the headline waiting for them.
Yeah.
Okay, and then here's a quote from a tweet from someone called the Slop Drop. I think he's a YouTuber.
I read this, yeah.
I'm not about cancel culture, but promotions need to stop booking Hannibal, a.k.a. Blood Hunter. There's been numerous accusations of sexual harassment and several incidents of him legit injuring people. He's a reckless liability that it's all about himself and getting YouTube views. I'm going to get to that later. Nicholson, who runs a popular YouTube page that has over 300,000 subscribers, and Carlito put on a show for several minutes, with Nicholson eventually pinning his opponent and winning the match.
That was not cool.
No, and Carlito should have spat the apple in his face for doing it. Nicholson, though, did not leave the ring immediately, and instead he began fighting with the referee inside the squared circle. In video from the match, you can see it at one point. Nicholson took out a spike and began ramming it into the ref's forehead over and over and over again. The full video, and TMZ actually shows a clip of this. This is all over YouTube.
Uncensored, of course.
Right. The full video of the match shows Nicholson stabbed and scraped the man with the sharp object over a dozen times, leaving him in a pool of blood in the ring. Eventually, another wrestler pulled Nicholson off the ref, and video from the event shows a public address announcer actually asked for a doctor in the crowd to help the ref.
Oh my God.
And below that, they're showing a picture of the referee named Lando Del Toro. The ref was ultimately taken to the hospital and required sutures to close his wounds. Damn, he looks like... he looks like Christopher Lee's Frankenstein.
I heard he blew an artery.
Ooh. Yep,
Yeah.
well, we're getting to that.
Yeah.
Somehow, according to a statement on Del Toro's social media pages, he's expected to make a full recovery. Recovering at home, the ref said on his Twitter page. Still a bit fuzzy and pain, yes, lots of pain, but I'll live. Thanks you all for the outpouring of love and support. Alright, let's see.
That's the owner.
World-class pro wrestling owner Jerry Bostic, meanwhile, said in a video message Sunday that he found Nicholson's actions appalling and announced the wrestler is now banned from all of his future events. World-class moving forward will not be associated with Devon Nicholson, Bostic said. I cannot and will not condone what happened last night. We've reached out to Nicholson for comment, but so far no word back yet. Again, folks, this is from TMZ. I'm going to find the author of the article to see if we can give him credit. Doesn't seem like they...
No, it doesn't.
Listed him. Okay. Alright, a few things about this. Okay, it was mentioned that there were sexual allegations.
Yes.
One of them allegedly may have been towards Selena Della Renta. Because I remember shortly after she left Major League Wrestling, she mentioned about Hannibal basically almost kind of like stalking her. He said when she managed at this promotion called SWE Fury, which was based in the same metropolitan Dallas area. Yeah. She managed him as he portrayed the Blood Hunter. I did not know this until this article. I knew there was heat between her and Hannibal, but I didn't understand why. Yeah. Supposedly, Nicholson paid for her airfare to come to Texas to do these shows and to manage them. And supposedly, Selena wanted to manage other wrestlers as she had in MLW and other promotions she's worked for. And Hannibal kind of wanted more of an exclusive arrangement. He went, possibly some personal feelings going on. Well, I don't know. That's between those two to sort out. We're just reacting to what we read on here. Now, the reason I want this poser to get off my fucking lawn. Years ago, he cried on his channel about how he had fought Abdullah the Butcher, and how Abdullah the Butcher used his head for a baked potato like he did with this referee. Abdullah the Butcher, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, had hepatitis C.
Which there's no cure.
And on top of that, a few things with it. Number one, he did not know, allegedly he did not tell Hannibal or the promoter that. Another thing was, as many people who have seen Abdullah the Butcher wrestle, he likes to use a fork as a weapon. And sometimes he likes to gig and get bloody himself. Well, allegedly during this match between him and Hannibal, Abdullah tainted the fork with his own blood and stabbed Nicholson repeatedly with his own hepatitis C stained fork. And Hannibal was allegedly rushed to the hospital and all this stuff. And he even had other wrestlers back in like superstar Billy Graham actually, condemned Abby, and other wrestlers did so too. Rightfully so. If you had anyone do that to you, you should be more considerate to another wrestler you're working with. Or anyone you work with, especially a referee who is not trained to take a bump like that. Yeah. Just because the dude doesn't know how to slice his own forehead doesn't mean you go New Jack Mass Transit on the motherfucker. So, Devon Nicholson, I'm going to say it to you in words that you may understand. This is Hannibal from the Hannibal TV. No, this is actually Rick from the Grumpy Old Man podcast of Hannibal TV. Get the fuck off my lawn!
I'm reading Selena's Twitter right now. Not a word about it on here.
Well, she probably doesn't want to
give the guy any.
Yeah, I mean, there could be legal ramifications, and plus, I don't know, from something she said, he might be a fucking psycho too.
From what I understand from the story, same video we saw from Wrestle Talk, that apparently he went into business for himself.
Of course, that's what. Well, he said that on there. Yeah,
just like the Sexy Star incident with Rosemary, but far worse. Mm-hmm. We did not mention this in this article. Who was Blood Hunter's manager during that match?
I don't think it has any relevance, but Kevin Sullivan.
Kevin Sullivan. Did he not say kayfabe to the cops? He said kayfabe to the cops, so it's just easy.
Maybe Nicholson. Did Nicholson say that? I thought Nicholson said that too, Sullivan.
Yeah, but he said Sullivan told him to kayfabe to the cops.
Well, I mean, maybe they had planned for the referee to get bloody, but not like that.
No, nobody deserves that. Nobody.
Right.
I don't care what business. I don't care. And we watched death matches where it's far worse than this. I mean,
well, part of the reason I think he may have gone into business for himself, as I mentioned, he was involved with a company called SWE Fury. It was based in Texas. They tried to work through the old world-class territory. They had Jazz and her husband Eddie Mack involved, and a few other known wrestlers who had a school, and this was kind of basically a territory for their school. Allegedly, they had money problems. Hannibal was one of the investors, and he even televised some of the matches on his channel just to try to get them. And you go on his channel, he's been playing old matches, replaying old matches under his.
Was he a good worker at all? This guy just came under my radar just from this story.
I think he mainly worked in Canada, but I think he might have had like some dark match tryouts with WWE, but for the most part,
he'll never work anywhere again after this.
Well, he was a promoter for a while. He has a company called Great North Wrestling.
Oh, you might as well close that. With Twitter and the way it is nowadays, it's done.
Stay tuned, folks. You might see that happen, but.
Yeah. He's going to be managing. What was that old Sam Kinison joke? He's going to be managing a fucking drive-thru at Wendy's at over midnight.
I thought it was a bowling alley.
Yeah, it was also
3 in the morning or something.
3 in the morning. That's the only job he'll probably get because nobody will recognize it. Well, then again, he wrestled under a mask, right?
Right, but I mean, this owner of the World Class called him out. Said, I'm not hiring Hannibal. I'm not hiring Blood Hunter. I'm not hiring. Yeah. I'm not hiring him. I don't care if he calls himself those names, Bob and Doug McKenzie, Wayne Gretzky. I don't give a flying fuck. No.
Yeah. I don't fault this owner. I mean, he has a live hand grenade in his lap. How is he going to get rid of it? And he got rid of it. Basically saying, fuck you, he's fired.
Yeah. You're fired.
But I was a loss for words when I heard this story today. I knew you. This is why I gave it to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll let you have fun with it.
Yeah.
But it's...
and to the referee...
Del Toro.
Yeah, there have actually been some... Apparently he was a substitute referee. And the other... I'm not sure why he didn't wrestle, but there was supposed to be another referee in that match. Yeah. And then this guy filled in for him for some reason. So the guy that he filled in for... I saw him Wrestle Talk that he's actually trying to get a GoFundMe...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Bills and that kind of
the promoter of this World Class company is going to have a fundraiser for this referee at next show.
Right.
Which I think is a great thing. Mm. Now, do you want to do the reviews? Because my get off my lawn is doing the reviews.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
We had on NXT 2 farewells. At the beginning, we had the farewell Kyle O'Reilly. We all know where he's going.
Right.
Because he is officially a free agent as of... We tape in this December 13th. As of Wednesday of the last NXT. He's a free agent. I just wonder, I didn't see his stuff on Pro Wrestling Tees yet.
Okay.
He lost to Von Wagner. And I agree with Tempest on Wrestle Talk. He's nothing special. Von Wagner's just a big guy.
Right.
I was never a fan of his father. I was never a fan of the Beverly Brothers. I was never a fan of the Destruction Crew. I didn't think much of Wayne Bloom at all.
Okay.
Mike Enos, not bad. Wayne Bloom was just there. And he's just like his father. He's just there. Then we had a Joe Gacy segment, which he's still doing the whole woke safe space thing. Why?
Well, he's trying to be a heel.
It's not good. It's not Xbox heat. It's I'm going to turn the channel heat. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Then we have the Diamond Mine, who basically got rid of the 205 weight limit for the cruiserweight. So anybody can go for the cruiserweight belt now.
Look, I don't think it's called the Oprah Winfrey Invitational. You can have a cruiserweight belt. You can have a cruiserweight belt.
Well, they said if Gacy won it at War Games, he'd be calling it the all-inclusive belt. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Oh, this just in. I actually have a copy of. I don't know how this person got this, but this was actually from the headset of WWE, from Vincent Kennedy McMahon himself to the new people in NXT.
But then we had the Creed brothers, who I don't know how they're booking them. They're part of Diamond Mine, which they're supposed to be these tough, like MMA type characters. And they lost to Riggs and Jensen, who are basically these two big hoss country boys just thrown together. Riggs and Jensen.
What part of Delaware do they live in?
We'll get to that in a little bit. Then we had Duke Hudson and Cameron Grimes have another. Duke Hudson's now wearing a wig. Because he lost hair.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's doing the Kurt Angle thing.
Yeah, Kurt Angle, I think Tim Cornette did that too, yeah.
And he's wearing a headgear, wrestling headgear to keep it on. But they're going to have one more match. I thought the hair match would finish off the feud, wouldn't it?
Well, it depends how good that fucking wig is.
And they're going to have a no-holds-barred match, which basically everything goes.
Yeah.
Then, Grizzled Young Veterans, who they're booking as comedy pieces now. Why? Why?
Because they have shitty comedy writers on that whole damn company. They have these woke people that can't fuck up stuff for Disney, Marvel, or
and
now they're in WWE. Yeah.
Jiro and Kushida. You know what they're calling their tag team? Read that out loud.
Jacket time?
One wears a sports jacket, and the other one's Kushida, who does the. He dresses like Marty McFly when he comes to the ring. He's been doing that since New Japan. He's a big fan of Back to the Future.
Okay, I gotta stop here.
Yeah.
This shit with WWE, man. It's like, wrestling or not. Who? Well, okay, we know who thinks this shit is entertaining. There's only one person.
The ultimate grumpy old man.
A senile old man. I feel embarrassed to even, like, review or hear someone else review this stuff. It's like, why the fuck would anybody want to watch this?
Well, I'll get to the ending because what happened after the cameras went off the air, you'll want to hear. And you probably saw the pictures.
Okay.
Then we had Carmelo Hayes, who they're pushing as the big fish right now. He's the North American champion against Dexter Lumis, who's going to take over the Johnny Gargano role in that feud.
Okay. The legacy, all right.
Yeah, the way.
All right.
And I thought one of the words on the do not fly list was DQ. Or disqualification. There was a DQ.
Well,
they announced it.
Now they say DQ, it could be a sponsor from Dairy Queen, but, you know.
Yeah, then we have...
Okay, keep going.
Then we have MSK, who announced who their shaman is. Did you hear about this?
Oh, God, no.
It works with the gimmick because when they were the Rascals, where were they always in and what were they doing? They were in a treehouse around the circle like that 70s show.
Oh, no.
The MSK was hanging out with Riddle.
Oh, Lord.
And they open up the fanny pack and go, whoa, man!
Oh, jeez, a cheeky eye leading the cheeky eye. Good Lord.
Well, when Riddle was down in NXT, he was basically doing a lot of innuendo pot references. And he was there originally. Then we had Toxic Attraction versus two jobbers. And after they beat the jobbers, Cora Jade, who has his arm, I honestly think the arm is injured. The shoulder is injured. She had her arm in a sling. She is challenging Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's title.
Okay.
And again, she's only a 20-year-old kid.
Okay.
But she has backup, and what a backup. Raquel Gonzalez.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Gotta give her something to do.
Braun Strowman's real-life girlfriend.
Ah.
Then we had Santos Escobar versus Zion Quinn. Zion Quinn is an island boy. He does a whole... What's the award prize the Samoan do? It's called the hookah?
Yeah,
the hookah?
I forget, yeah.
She does the whole hookah thing and everything. Escobar won with help. And this is what got me. They went picture-to-picture on the feed I'm watching. They didn't show the end of the match, so I had to read the results. Then, the moment that I liked, that I loved. This is the one true moment in 2.0 that was really genuine, was the goodbye of Johnny Gargano.
Right.
He did his promo. You heard about what happened with Grayson Waller doing the whole powerbomb with the table.
Right.
Did you hear what he did with the chair? He stuck it in his head and rammed his head with the chair into the ring post.
Okay.
After a chair shot, too. So, they're doing the injury angle to get Gargano out of the company. After the cameras went off the air, Gargano's wife came out. A very pregnant Candice LeRae. And even Gargano said on the on-camera promo, his next big role is to be a dad. Mm. And that baby's due in February.
Right.
And then... one of the most iconic photos I ever saw was on Twitter. When Tommaso Ciampa lost the Cruiserweight Classic, what was Gargano doing? Sitting in the ring next to him, wasn't
Right, yeah.
They had that picture. They redid that picture with Gargano. It looks like he was in tears.
Right.
With Tommaso Ciampa, and then Kyle O'Reilly comes out, and out comes HBK, who's basically, from what I'm hearing, running the show because Hunter's not there still being on the men.
Poor bastard.
Poor bastard, yeah. But he hugged HBK, and Kyle O'Reilly hugged HBK, and like I said, it ended. We just don't know where Johnny's going right now. I think he's going to... Me, honestly, this is him like Adam Page. When Adam Page took a couple months off for his wife to have their first kid.
Okay.
I think we won't see Johnny wrestling, Johnny or Gargano, anywhere until March.
Interesting.
I think he made his money and he's saving his money. He saved his money.
Yeah.
He just wants to be there for the birth of the kid and be there for the kid first and foremost. He wants to be a dad first and foremost, which I have no problem with whatsoever.
No, do either. In fact, getting out for any reason,
Yeah.
even if it's like just to open up a new comic book subscription, is a good reason to get out of that company.
Yeah. And the Kyle O'Reilly, he's a free agent. We all know where he's going because he did the Undisputed Era Signal during War Games and cross-chopped Von Wagner. We all know he's going to join his buddies.
Of course he is.
How would you like to see the Elite versus Undisputed Era feud? Because they're planting seeds of that right now.
Yeah, definitely.
With Kobega doing a promo before he left, and he said, "No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them."
And I don't know if this is part of your get off my lawn, but you told me something about a brain part of an idea that one of the brainiac young bucks had with their shoes.
Yeah, I told you about that off the air. About Matt Jackson wanted to do a super kick with a flaming shoe.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and my reaction was that if he would have said that to me, I said, you first.
You first, yeah. Now, we're going to get to the better show. What'd you think of AEW Dynamite? What'd you think of the Punk heel promo cutting down the Islanders in the Long Island?
Brilliant.
Coming out the MJF music was even better.
It was Bret Hart bringing the Canada versus USA war. It was Jerry Lawler being a good guy in Memphis and shithead everywhere else.
Yep.
I mean, and I'll tell you what, I don't think it really painted Long Island in a good light either.
Well,
which might have been the...
Yeah. We'll get down to that because of the Acclaim, too.
Right.
But then we had the MJF intro video, and that was brilliant. That was just brilliant.
Oh, yeah. It was a spoof of what you see, like, in the WWE Hall of Fame stuff. I thought it was hilarious.
Was that his Letterman jacket? Actual legit Letterman jacket he wore?
Probably.
Yeah, because he actually played football for that high school in that area.
But you left that as most important. He was part of the Glee Club, too.
Glee Club, yeah. I was like, well, we found that out during the steak dinner.
Yeah.
Then we had the Devon Man Battle Royal. What did you think of the whole Battle Royal as a whole?
Tell you the truth.
Because Wardlow.
Yeah. Great, because it had a lot of multiple storylines involved. You had the swerve of Dante Martin, who the week before allegedly had joined Team Taz, and then you had MJF was brilliant in that because he was being such a chicken shit heel, but people were laughing at him and cheering him for doing that.
But he came into such a fucking pop,
right?
Beyond deafening.
And I don't know if it was ironic to make fun of Punk for doing this, but he was actually trying to be a babyface. He was actually doing kind of like almost like the mosh pit and leaning against the railings and all that other. Because you never see him do that. Even when he was kind of a tweener with Cody, you didn't see him do that. He still tried to be an asshole, but
The final two, which we're going to have in the upcoming Dynamite, was MJF versus Dante. You think MJ? Well, this is not. We're doing speculation. I think we're MJF.
It sets up for a good match, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Go forward.
Then we got Jurassic Express and the Varsity Blondes, which that makes no sense because the Varsity Blondes are usually dark guys.
Right.
Against the Acclaim in 2.0. Acclaim's rap about Long Island being from there, then downing on the Islanders also added to the heat of Long Island.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that match?
Alright, that was a good match. I'm trying to think, was it on this card or was it on Rampage that had something else with the Varsity Blondes?
It was on this.
Okay.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
You mean about that?
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, that's down further.
And I got something to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And with it was a serviceable match with pushing Jungle Boy to the moon.
Right.
Then we had the FTR segment. I forgot what the segment was about.
It was just promoting their upcoming tag match with
against the Luchas.
Yeah.
Then we had Chaos. Members of Chaos against the Young Bucks.
That's right, schmuck. No, wait, that's a different Chaos.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because it had, it had Chuck Taylor and Rocky, right?
Yeah. And Pockets.
And Pockets, and you were here. You can rate it.
Well, the young Chuckleheads got the win, and then after that they started beating up
with Adam Cole.
Yep. On Chaos.
And out comes a white SUV.
It's Trent and his mom.
Sue.
And I don't know, they were even asking on the show, does this mean Sue's a member of Chaos? I mean,
Chaos is everybody, apparently.
God, she's going to be outing.
Who was Buff Bagwell's mom's name?
Judy Bagwell.
Is she going to be the new Judy Bagwell?
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to go to New Japan and rent out like a minivan for her to drive him into the matches or whatever. Okay, whatever.
Then we had the Young Bucks won, of course. Then we had Ruby, Penelope, and Bunny segment, which they basically did a beatdown on Ruby.
Yeah.
Which basically is supposed to be Ruby coming up against Nyla Rose soon.
Right. You're setting up for a match on Rampage.
Yeah. Then we had the Sammy Guevara, and this is what gets me: Cody Rhodes coming out and asking for a title shot. What do you make of that? Do you think it's Cody going darker and heelish?
I think he's teasing that because he even almost went through the wrong tunnel, if you saw at the end of that.
Yeah, and he kind of teased that a little bit.
But he could be jerking the chains off the pants. Or he could be jerking off the pants, too. Stay the fuck away from me, Cody. You have a hot wife that you knocked up.
Then we had Men of the Year interrupt the whole thing.
Right.
What'd you think of that? I'm not a big fan of Men of the Year. No,
not really. But they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be heels, but anyway.
Then we had Thunder Rosa and Jade segment where I think they basically, it was a video piece of them mouthing off each other.
Right, and Jade was supposed to face the jabroni that Thunder Rosa trained, yeah.
Then we got
a
match. I want to see your reaction to this. Jamie Hayter, Riho.
Well, they're setting up for Hayter versus DMD, obviously. You knew this was going to happen. I mean, she's got the title match with the dentist, so, But I like Jamie Hayter. I think they're kind of like wasting her, kind of like they're doing with Bobby Fish and to an extent, Ruby Soho. But
Then we got a segment that, why don't they ever let Tony Schiavone do an interview? Because every time he tries to ask a question, there's an interruption.
His interviews are that company's Spanish announce table. Yeah.
But we had the Varsity Blondes, and all of a sudden the lights go out, and it's Malachi Black blowing the black shit into Julia Hart's face. This is my take on that.
Yeah, okay. I got some say about it too, but go ahead.
Didn't Black say he wants to do a House of Black faction?
Eventually, yeah.
Do you think he's going to do... What was that Black Mist supposed to represent? It's supposed to bring the evil out of you, right? The black out of you? Do you think Julia's going to do an election?
That would be cute. I'd like to see that. But
that's what I'm thinking.
Here's my thing with that whole thing. First of all, Malachi Black, look, you look like a badass. I love your entrances and everything else. Most of the shit that you do. Brother, add some fucking water to that mist, okay? Watch some tapes of Tajiri or the Great Muda.
Or even Asuka.
Asuka, any heel that spits that shit. And learn how to fucking do it. Rinse, lather, repeat.
Yeah.
Okay? Julia Hart, God bless her, she was selling that like crazy, but none of it went on her. Mm-hmm. It got to the point where I think, Brian Pillman got some on his hand and was trying to smear it on his and her faces to look like
Did you read Julia Hart's Twitter? She said her 7-year-old sister cried while he did that.
Well, the way she was crying and all, but it was like, Tim Cornette commented and said, okay, it's supposed to be like something that burns your eyes or whatever. He said, dude, I've been pepper sprayed before. Usually if that happens, it's like your eyes are burning, you're flailing all over the place. You're not just sitting there crying like, your puppy got run over. Mm-hmm. And Brian Pillman, work on your fucking acting, dude.
He's still a rookie.
No, he's wrestled a lot of places. It's like the thing he said, it was hilarious. Did you hear what he said?
No.
Somebody, come get somebody!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, he was trying to be like, get some help or, get some milk. Well, Cornette actually said something very helpful. If you ever do get pepper spray in your eyes, use milk and not water because that water will make it worse. It's like when you eat like spicy wings, like I did just before we started.
Here's the for being the better product than what Vince is putting out right now. Mm-hmm. It has its flaws, and we saw the flaws. Mm-hmm. They still can't do gimmick matches properly. Still.
Gimmick matches and like spooky bullshit matches, and
which we're going to get if Julia Hart does the Alexa Bliss turn.
Yeah, I think she'd look cute as hell, Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah. Then
we had a match: Johnny Hungry, John Silver, Long Island's John Silver, Johnny Hungry, the Meat Man versus the Ultimate Vegan.
Yep.
Bryan Danielson, what'd you think?
He can do no wrong. Danielson, God bless you. And
this is his best run of his life.
Yes, and Silver put a good match on as well. But anybody that actually thought John Silver was going to win is
his blind
is a mark. Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
After I did my little rant last show of Impact, they went back and they tried to write the train.
Hey,
this is the question I posed you off the air.
Yeah.
When I saw you the last time. About intergender matches. What is your take on intergender matches?
I have no problem with them. I actually liked when WWE had the wrestle challenge, the challenge with the intergender matches. I thought that was cool.
Well, remember back in the 90s they did intergender. Was it Lita bled the hard way during a Dean Malenko match?
She may have.
She has.
I don't remember that.
Because we had at the beginning, and I want you because you know all the players here. Chris Sabin and Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo and Matthew Rayhart, the Drama King, Aiden English. Mm-hmm. Do you have any problem with that match whatsoever?
No.
Because Deonna can work, Aiden can work, Chris Sabin, and Mickie James. So, and the heels won. And to further the whole Mickie James Deonna thing, because they're restarting that for Hard to Kill.
Okay.
And we'll get to that in a little bit for the Ring of Honor review.
Yeah, Impact seems like it's hard to kill and should have been put out of its misery.
Dixie tried her best.
Yeah.
But I liked the match. It was a good match. It was probably match of the night for me. Because, like I said, for a wrestling show, you have too many and this is going out to every promotion. You have too many in-between match segments where it's just blah, 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 blah. I don't care what matches. I know you're supposed to set up shit. I know you're supposed to do backstage shit, but don't stretch it out like they do.
Or if you do, have them jump each other. You want to see violence. That's what you got to see wrestling for.
Yeah. Because after that, we had a Matt Cardona versus W. Morrissey segment, which I love what Morrissey called him. He hit mid-Cardona. Because they don't...
Copyright infringement.
Copyright infringement. Then we had Josh Rowley. Then we had Rahit Raju and Lawrence D. Lawrence D was a team of Triple XL, and they did the whole Wrestle House thing with him where he has two personalities.
And a lot of ladders, apparently.
Yeah, and apparently the match got thrown out because Josh Alexander came in and destroyed everybody.
Okay.
And Alexander and D'Amore had it out. And it looks like at Hard to Kill, we're going to have Josh Alexander versus the man who was formerly known as Bronson Reed. Jonah.
Okay.
Then we had... This is, again, all this bullshit here. You had Bullet Club and Laredo Kid. It looks like it's going to be setting up a future Impact episode with Laredo Kid versus Chris Bay.
Okay.
That's all X Division guys.
Right.
And you don't have a problem with the X Division.
Yeah, they're okay.
Then we had Steve Macklin, Decay. I barely remember this shit. Because you had Tarus. No, they had Rosemary and Jessica Havoc saying they want a rematch the inspiration. And the more, they wanted to Havoc and Rosemary won't be in the Ultimate X match.
Gotcha.
Because we don't have any names for this Ultimate X female match yet.
Right.
Then we had the Learning Tree, which was Zicky Dice and VSK.
Okay.
You're very familiar with Zicky Dice.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar. From
NWA.
Right.
Against Vinjuice. So the Learning Trees are basically overpaid jobbers now.
Right.
Jobbers to the star. Then we had what Eric Young versus Rhino. Rewind wrote.
Clusterfuck finish a street fight inside of a building in a parking lot. Yeah, okay, a street fight? Come on, dude.
It's Sam's Town Casino in Vegas, which Eric Young won because it was a lot of fuckery from Violent by Design.
Right.
And they beat down Heath Slater, and I forgot who made the saves.
Well, Rhino brought that on himself, because if you've ever been to a casino, the last thing you do is sit in the chair of a slot machine after an old lady's been there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that's probably what Rhino did, and he probably deserved it. So
Then you had Tennille Dashwood, who's Australian, meet up with the Inspiration, or the Iconics. And it turned into a love fest, and Madison Rain was on the way, felt like she was the odd girl out. So it looks like they're feeding into maybe an Inspiration versus Influence feud coming up, because it's Tennille Dashwood, who was Emma, and Madison Rain. Then we had, this one made no sense whatsoever. Inspiration and Influence, all 4 women, against all 4 members of Decay, which had 2 men in it. Go ahead.
it's Impact.
It's Impact.
Not supposed to make sense.
Yeah, it's not supposed to make sense. Then, Decay won. The men had very little to do with, they let all the women do all the work.
Right.
Because if you saw what Black Taurus looks like, you want them against Madison Rain. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
Then we had Lady Frost coming back. From what I heard, she was hurt.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She might have been during one of the NWA tapings, but yeah.
With Scott DeBoer, and basically saying the first name in that Ultimate X match is Lady Frost.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? She was hurt a while back, because I remember when they had the Tournament of Champions, she actually had her arm in a sling for a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Impact, it seems like they take their shit like, I don't know, 8 years in advance. Yeah.
They kept it very much involved.
Right.
And they announced that Gail Kim is now a producer. We all know she's been a producer. She's been running all the knockout matches.
Right.
Then they talk about December 18th, the upcoming streaming special, Throwback Throwdown, which they're going to make, like they did a couple years ago, make fun of studio wrestling from the 80s. It's going to be like a gentle nostalgic thing. Where back then, Cornette's character was played by Sammy Callahan.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that was a slap at Cornette.
Of course
Big time.
it was a slap. And you know what? Impact, you need to be fucking slapped. Come on. Put on some fucking matches. Like, before Russo got involved with that, those NWA pay-per-views kicked ass. And they have nothing to do with the NWA now, really. But they were awesome.
That was all Jeff and Jerry Jarrett, too.
Right. And you kicked them out for, bro.
Because Dixie wanted to compete with Vince.
Yeah.
That's why she she talked to Spike TV and putting them on Monday Nights Against Raw. And they got killed in the ratings.
Right.
And they tried to do live shows, live against live. It takes money to... She was using her daddy's money and just pouring it into the company.
Yeah.
Then the main event was W. Morrissey against Matt Cardona. If Matt Cardona lost, he would have backed out of that title match at Hard to Kill. Matt Cardona won by DQ because Moose interfered.
Oh, boy.
I like Moose as a champion. He's a credible champion, and I hope they keep the belt on him for a while.
But they're imitating the wrong damn company. They're getting like WWE. It's too many yap segments and too many DQs.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which,
if we must.
Yeah. We'll start with SmackDown. The Sami Zayn, Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar segment. Lesnar, when Sami Zayn came out in the wheelchair, I just fucking lost it. I laughed my ass off. He had 2 big muscle heads next to him like male nurses.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, when he's doing his spiel, out comes Lesnar. And they act like Canadian buddies, right? Because even though he's from Minnesota, he lives in Canada now.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Heyman shows up. And what the Heyman comment about they're in Los Angeles, it's legal there. The animals I just ate must have just kicked in. You two are acting like buddies? I laughed my ass off. Kudos to Paul Heyman for pulling that off.
Yeah.
Then he destroyed fucking... and then he did the whole introduction to Beast, the Conqueror, and all that. Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar turned into the monster we know he is and destroyed Sami Zayn again.
Oh, jeez.
Then we have a match I don't understand why they're burying Nakamura. Bogues and Nakamura in a tag match. Nakamura's the Intercontinental Champion. They take him on against Carrillo and Garza again.
When's the last time he actually defended that damn
I
belt?
don't even... Since he won it from Apollo Crews.
Jesus.
Then we had Drew actually stab Adam Pearce's table with Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it right through the table.
Yeah.
Then we had what I liked as the match was Sheamus and Drew, because those two, remember, they had their match on that pay-per-view before Mania that meant nothing.
Right.
And they basically had a match right here on SmackDown that meant nothing.
And what also meant nothing attached to that, who was it that stole that fucking desk at the...
Oh, that was the mid-card vortex.
Oh, Jesus.
So it looks like Corbin and Drew are going to have a feud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, Drew's getting caught in the mid-card vortex.
Mm.
Then we had the Heyman Kayla. What do you think the whole Heyman and Kayla thing, where Heyman acts like Kayla's stalking him?
I don't know. He's acting like a shiesty lawyer that's getting followed by TMZ reports after reporting on Hannibal TV. This is the Hannibal report. Okay, I'm done with that. All right,
Then we had the Naomi Sonya match that never happened because who was the guest ring announcer? Natty Neidhart.
Natty Neidhart, and then
the timekeeper was Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler, yeah.
And who came out to help out Naomi? The Protector.
Yeah. From the game WWE versus Capcom style. Yeah.
Oh, she's a doll baby.
But okay, this is my whole thing with those kind of things. It's like, alright, yeah, it looked cool, but like, number one, the people in the stands didn't see all that
They didn't
shit.
see the fucking CGI lightning shit. Unless they look at the screen.
Right, and number two, well, they might not even shown it on that, but number two, again, suspension of disbelief. If she really was a virtuous babyface who wanted to come out and help Naomi, she wouldn't be going through her fucking
entrance.
Glacier is coming, Mortal Kombat routine before helping her. She would just go out there and help her.
Just kick ass and take names.
Fucking WWE, man.
Oh, it gets even better in the next segment. Arcade Bro, which makes no sense of a Raw wrestlers being on there, with Jackass. Johnny Knoxville.
Actually, that makes perfect sense.
Because?
What do you mean, because?
Because
Riddle
is a jackass.
Yeah, he should be on that fucking show. He shouldn't be on WWE, man, but whatever.
Then we had a championship contenders match, which made no sense. I agree with Chopper on this on Wrestle Talk. Because I thought his eyes were going to pop out of his head the way he was ranting and raving about this. Well, it's a Charlotte Flair versus Toni Storm. If Toni Storm won, she got DQ'd. Charlotte got DQ'd. That made no sense whatsoever. None.
It's WWE. It's not supposed to make sense. It's like Impact and WWE are taking turns hitting the head with the same fucking machine you broke at work.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm losing my mind.
Oh, God.
Then we had what I liked as a segment was Pierce and Lesnar, where Lesnar talked about hunting that moose. Did you hear about this?
No.
He said, I skinned it, and I mounted it, and stuffed it, and mounted it on my wall, and I called it Pierce.
I hugged it and petted it, squeezed it, and called it George, and make sure it didn't feel abandoned.
This is the most we've heard Lesnar speak in 5 years.
Yeah, and we're finding out why.
Yeah, suffering succotash. Then we had the main event. Who is the best tag team right now in the
Which
WWE?
makes no fucking sense. You have two teams that are champions, one team that are former champions, and who wins the match? The whole team without the belts.
Yeah. Go ahead. Long time. Long time. I can hear it.
Simon Miller, I'm going to do it with you. Why? Why? I still don't know why. I'm doing okay. I can't stop.
Did he actually do that during the review of this?
He's done that a bunch of times.
During this review.
I don't think he did it. I think he just laughed and was like, "Man, this is fucking stupid." He didn't say those words, but basically in his own.
But like I said, and I agree with. The only best thing was Roman, and Roman wasn't even there that week. And we had
except for the video package, which, come on.
And where were they? They were in. Yeah, that's right. They were in L.A. The previous SmackDown.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get to the good show.
Right.
Rampage. Me and you talked about this on off air about the reverse booking.
Yeah.
And you said, what was your reasoning of the reverse booking?
I think the reason they're doing this is because of the hours. They figure they can get more hours at 10 o'clock on Friday than they will at 11 because the young demographic that they're going after are going, well, maybe not as much as they used to. I've seen a lot of videos about this, but there are a lot of people who usually go out, in that age group, usually go out to bars or to restaurants or
like we did
or
last
whatever
weekend.
On Friday.
Like we did last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had the Lucha Brothers defend the tag titles against FTR. What'd you think?
That was a damn good match. Always a good match.
Phoenix can't do fucking wrong right now. Neither can Penta.
No, especially that little, spoiler Undertaker rope walk. That was amazing.
Yeah. Well, from Phoenix?
Yeah.
Phoenix, screw Rey Mysterio and screw all the luchadors we've been seeing before him. That guy is the luchador right now.
Yeah.
What did you think of Ruby, Anna, and Tay Conte versus the heels of Nyla, Penelope, and Bunny? The winner was everybody.
Well, I wouldn't say that because of
Nyla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's for some people they would think that too, but no. No, that was
serviceable.
Okay, yeah, serviceable match, and I was glad to see the Bunny actually get a win for a change because usually she gets squashed a lot.
Yeah. Like I said, I used to watch her in the Indies as Cherry Bomb. She is a good worker.
Yeah.
Then this is the segment that kind of made me scratch my head a little bit, was the FTR Sting and Darby segment. Why are they attacking Sting and Darby?
I think they're trying to do something with Tully Blanchard and Sting in Greensboro. I think that...
Yeah. Wasn't Greensboro the site of the infamous I Quit match also with him and Magnum?
It might have been. All I know... I do know for sure that was the first time that Sting won the title.
Yeah.
And it was in that building, but yeah.
Then, the debut. This is my Get Off My Lawn segment.
Alright, here we go.
Okay. Granted, it's Hook. It's Taz's son. He had his first match, his debut match. A nice little build-up with him just being at ringside. He had one match. It's a good match. I thought it was a very good match.
Yeah.
The guy showed a lot of promise. I saw a lot of his father in him. I am not like Dave Meltzer, Tempest on Wrestle Talk, who gave it a 10 out of 5.
Right.
Yeah. Sean Ross Sapp, and the rest of them who are just fucking jerking themselves off all over this kid, thinking he's the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread. Okay? He had one fucking match. Get off his dick. Give him some more time, see what he does. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Reading Twitter the Friday of this and reading it the next day, my head was about to explode of how much of a love fest for this kid it was. It was one match.
Seems like the Khan family are paying for PR for this when they should be paying for a real coach and players for their city football team. Yeah.
Sean Ross Sapp is a really good, reliable source. And we'll get to him later about the Jeff Hardy thing. And it blows my mind that they're coddling this kid as much as they are. Again, it was one fucking match. Granted, it's for Fuego del Sol, who's jobber to the stars, and you even said it off air, it's going to lead up to a feud against Dante Martin, which me and you are invested in. Mm-hmm. Meltzer, all of you, get the fuck off my lawn. Stop being these assholes.
And once again, folks, if you're catching this episode late, we will have a special episode to telling 2021 to get off our lawn on December 31st. So
yeah, it's just I like the kid. The kid was good. I saw a lot of potential in him. I saw a lot of his father in him. With the choke out, and he even did the Tazplex.
Right.
I mean,
and he did the move that he renamed. He did the Kajahazi Meg.
Yeah.
He called it. What do you call it? The Red Room, Red Rum, something like that. I
forgot what it was, but it's a Taz mission basically.
Yeah.
And his father taught him that.
Yeah.
And it's a good match. Hook won. And I can't wait to see what more this kid does. But every time I'm going to be afraid to turn on Twitter after his matches now.
Yeah. I wonder if his father still has those torn up bath towels he used to come out to the ring in ECW with.
Give him time.
Yeah.
That kid had the freakiest hair, though.
Well.
Now, in the main event, again, it's the reverse booking. Mm-hmm. Wheeler Yuta, who I've never seen him win a match against Adam Cole.
Well, not on the real TV. Maybe probably on Darker Elevation, maybe.
Yeah, I don't.
That's what they do. They say, "Oh, he's got a 6-win winning streak." Oh, really? Because last time I saw him, he got his ass beat by
They didn't even let him talk during the face-to-face segment with Mark Henry. They didn't let him talk. All he said was "Bay-Bay."
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I wish they would end that fucking feud with those Chuckle Fucks anyway.
It's basically the Elite versus the Chaos.
I don't know who to hate more, the Bucks or Pockets.
Or even the Best Friends that are back together.
Give the people what they want. Give some people what they want, not us.
Now, I usually don't watch Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. But because this supposedly is the last show, we won't know what happens in April. If they're closed down forever, I watch Final Battle. Great show. Top to bottom, great show. I didn't watch the pre-show because I didn't realize there were matches on the pre-show, and this is your little rant that you can go off on about having title matches on the pre-show again.
Title matches, women's matches. What
was the sixth woman?
Yeah, well, the final match, I can understand having some good matches to preview into, to get people to buy the pay-per-view. I understand that, but still.
You had the 6-man tag title match, which should have been on the main show.
Right, but that was more to get people to
buy in.
Yeah.
First match was Dragon Lee versus Ray Horace. Have you ever seen any of these two?
Trying to think. They sound familiar, probably not.
Great.
I think I've seen Dragon Lee.
Great luchador match. Great, fantastic luchador match with Dragon Lee winning. Sprinkled throughout this pay-per-view, there were guys who came through the door of Ring of Honor basically saying thank you.
Right.
Anybody who got the only forbidden door is Stanford Connecticut. We know this.
Right.
They had an Eddie Edwards thank you video, which I thought was really good. Then it went into the TV title match. Joe Henry. Have you ever seen Joe Henry?
I saw him with you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he does the whole boy band gimmick.
And he was also in One Culture Wrestling promotions a lot too, and a lot of the British promotions.
Versus the last real man, Silas Young, and versus Rhett Titus versus the champion, the TV champion, Dalton Castle. By the way, he has new boys. He now calls them chicks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
When you watch this, you'll be like, oh,
I'm familiar with Mr. Castle's work. Yeah, okay.
But we have
reading. I got to step away for something.
Okay, well, we have a new TV champion in Rhett Titus.
Right.
Now, then we had Adam Page do a thank you video.
All right.
That was pretty good. Then we had Mecca Brian Johnson. Again, these are new guys to me because I'm not familiar with the product. Okay. Against Josh Woods for a pure wrestling title match, which was really good, really fine. It was serviceable. Josh Woods retains the title. Then we had Jimmy Jacobs do a thank you video. And Jimmy Jacobs was very, how can I say it? He got his name started in that company, I think. Then we had what I consider match of the night, which was a very violent, very out of control match. We have a fight without honor between Shane Taylor and Kenny King. You have to come back for this because this had all kinds of plunder in it.
All right, well.
This had all kinds of. They had tables, they had chairs, they had ladders. You name it, they threw it.
Oh yeah, I saw all that. Yeah, a lot of stuff that would give Blue Levy a heart attack.
Yeah, Shane Taylor wins, but right afterwards, not the handshake. They're not calling it the hug of honor. They hugged each other, and he gave Kenny King a jersey.
Okay.
Then we had Punk do a thank you video, which I thought was great.
Right.
Then afterwards, after that, you seen Roxy.
Yeah.
Again,
I saw her winning the belt. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys saw her win the belt. Roxy versus Willow Nightingale. Have you seen what Willow Nightingale there is? She's a heavy set.
Dumbass, we both did. MLW, she was there.
Oh, dude, that's like.
Jesus Christ.
Remember, hitting the head.
Oh my God. Get checked for CTE after this goddamn show. Jesus.
From what I remember this match, I saw a couple botches here and there, but yeah. Well, Roxy's only 20. She's only 20.
Willow's young herself. She's in like in her earlier mid.
They're both very. You can tell they're still kind of greenish.
Right.
After the match, Deanna Purrazzo shows up with the Reinas de la Reinas title. Mm-hmm. She said, and I quote in the promo, and she won't face off the Roxy. Right after she beats Mickie James at Hard to Kill, she's coming after the Ring of Honor Women's title. Winner take all. That means all the belts are on the line. This means we're going to get Deanna the belt collector.
That's what it sounds like.
Then we had an Adam Cole thank video, which is very good. Then we had Violence Unlimited, which has Homicide and a bunch of, I forgot who's on this, against the Foundation with EC3. Everybody hit an old Ring of Honor finisher.
That's what I heard, yeah.
And it was fantastic. It was great. Violence Unlimited wins. EC3 gets on the mic. What did he? What 3 words did he? 4 words did he say?
I have no idea, Chris. Go ahead.
He said, "Unleash the Titan."
Oh yeah.
Out comes the former Braun Strowman and destroys everything in his path. He's now called either Titan or under his real name of Adam Scherr. What do you think of? Even though it's last show, we don't know if he'll be coming back. What do you think of Strowman?
I thought I thought it was a good surprise for the show, but
yeah,
I don't know if it was wasted, but
I think it was wasted. Then we had the Young Bucks thanking ROH because they wouldn't be anywhere without ROH.
Right.
Then we had the tag title match, OGK with Maria Kanellis against them boys.
Right.
Reach for the sky, boy. They even come out to that.
Good.
The Briscoes win. One of the high points is Mike Bennett actually accidentally spears his wife.
Yeah, I saw that.
Then the Briscoe, Jay gets on the mic. He's a poet laureate. And he goes, any damn tag team out there, we'll take them on. The lights go out. You hear the Midnight Express type music.
Right.
Then you see the crowd at FTR. The lights come back on. It's FTR in the ring apron. And airs all pull apart between both teams. This is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. The upcoming winter's coming. They're going to be there.
Okay.
They're going to be there. So, what do you think? What do you think of FTR and Briscoes?
They've been talking about that on Twitter. We've mentioned that.
Yeah, and they basically
CPE. What the fuck, dude?
They even laid it out right in front of us.
Right.
Then we had Bryan Danielson do a thank you video, which was fucking amazing. Then we had Bandito was tested positive for COVID, so they stripped him of the world title. So we had a vacant world title, and it was the original ROH title with the big red letters in the middle.
Okay.
Jay Lethal versus Jonathan Gresham. I didn't know Jonathan Gresham was only 5'4", 5'5".
Yeah.
Gresham won with the octopus, made Lethal tap out. After on camera, you see his wife come out, and you know who his wife is, Jordan Grace.
Right.
She comes out. The video that got leaked out, cell phone footage, after the cameras went off, Gresham did a promo saying, "This title is now pure. This is a purification title. He wants to have matches under pure wrestling rules now." And he looks like he's taking the title to his new promotion, Terminus.
Where the fuck is that? I don't know.
He's starting his own promotion called Terminus. It's going to be called Modern Age. What do they call it? Modern Age Grappling. The jury's still out until I see the product.
Right. Sounds
but
like
overall, I liked the show. I really did like the show. It was a good show. I would give it 4 out of 5.
All right.
Now, do you want to talk about the painted elephant in the room?
You mean the pink elephant?
That's what he's seeing.
Yeah.
But that's it for my notes here. But we're going to talk about Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Well, with what happened...
And we both saw the video.
Yeah. I don't think he should be wrestling anywhere. I think wrestling companies should stay away from him for his own safety.
Bischoff said that.
I think Matt Hardy should be trying to help him, like, look, dude, you need to go back to rehab or whatever.
Just go back to fucking your wife and create more kids.
Right. And Tony Khan should stay the fuck away from him. Even though there will be some fucking marks who want to see the Hardy Boys back together. It's like, if you care anything about these wrestlers, before being a wrestler, he's a human being. He needs help.
Yeah.
He's sick. He has a sickness. He has an
addiction.
I mean, a former mutual friend of ours used to say, alcoholism is a disease, and that's what he has. He needs treatment for it.
What do you think he was on during that? Because he was staggering around. It looks like he was trying to go back through the crowd.
It could be anything.
It could be anything. Because it harkened back to 10 years ago, the Victory Road pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that's one thing you and I had spoken about off the air. One of the reasons why we think AEW is not going to take him is not only Bischoff's comments, but who was in Impact when that match happened. Sting, who's in AEW.
It was in that match.
Right.
Anybody who's listening to our voices, find that match. It was Sting versus Jeff Hardy, Victory Road, 2010, 2011. It was like 8-minute video, 10-minute video, and Jeff was so fucked up he could barely move.
Right.
And Bischoff came out and broke kayfabe and basically whispered in Sting's ear.
Yeah.
And basically told Sting to take it home quickly.
Right. And I remember Sting leaving the ring pissed off, and fans were chanting bullshit, bullshit, and he yelled, "Yeah, I agree."
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Like I say, there's no fault in WWE in this. They offered him to rehab. They offered to have him help, and he refused.
The only way I would take him back if it was proved that Jeff Hardy kind of like faked this Fred Sanford heart attack to get out of his WWE contract.
And just to join his brother?
Yeah, just to get out of his contract altogether. I don't think that's what happened, but...
It's still the 90 days. You have to wait till March. So we'll find out what's going on in March.
Right.
You don't know if he'll do the 28 days program. You don't know.
No.
I wish him all the best. He is still one of the best performers in the ring, and he's put his body on the line many times.
Right.
He's only, 10 years younger than me, probably. Mm-hmm. And
That means he's only 9, but I think he's younger than
Well, even, I watched the Broken Skull session with him, and even Austin says, how many bumps do you have in your bump card left? Yeah, because Austin should know because he look at his neck.
Yep.
And we've seen this guy do ladder matches. We've seen him do TLC matches. We've seen him go through everything.
Yeah.
And it's a wonder he can still walk.
Yeah.
But
and I hope that Steve didn't offer him a Broken Skull Ranch. This is a really tasty beer.
It's an IPA, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't finish watching the interview because they usually do toast at the end, so I don't know what was said.
I'm hoping it was toast, but bread, like Snoopy serves on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But I feel for the guy. I really do feel for the guy. This is not his first. How many times has he been let go from the WWE because of problems like this? This is like his 3rd time.
At least.
At least with people like Scott Hall, who has been going through their sponsored rehab program 11 times.
Yeah.
They kept on bringing him back. They brought him back for the Hall of Fame. They brought him back as a Razor and with the NWO, and he seemed pretty straight doing that.
Yeah.
And I think Jeff should go to Atlanta and have DDP help him, because he looks like he's helped out Jake and he's helped out Scott Hall.
And that's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea. I think DDP needs to reach out to Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, but again, with anyone suffering from that, Jeff wants to be helped first. You can't do. I mean, we know friends who drink and
especially after last weekend.
Yeah, right. No comment.
No comment. Just say. Mm-hmm. But I want to end this on a sad note. We lost 2 this week.
Right.
What are your memories of Blackjack Lanza?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I remember seeing like early matches with both the Blackjacks, and I remember the most vivid memory I have of him is when he gave us. I don't know if he was giving a speech in the WWE Hall of Fame or he was like doing the introduction for somebody.
He ran long.
Oh my God, Foghorn Leghorn, holy shit! But I understand he was a good agent during the Attitude Era, and he's credited with a lot of their magic during that time.
Didn't he manage to do blackjacks with JBL or Wyndham?
He probably did.
I think he did, yeah, when they did the whole blackjack gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate, he was 86. Then we lost Jimmy Rave today as of this taping. Mm-hmm. He had demons. Because of those demons, he had his legs amputated and one arm amputated.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and they were getting ready to go do a GoFundMe. He submitted to his injuries today. Mm-hmm. My heart goes out to his wife, his kids.
Jesus.
My memories of him was when he was in TNA with Christy Hemme and then Lance Hoyt, who's now Lance Archer, the Rock and Rave connection.
Right.
They were actually doing a rock and roll gimmick. Mm. And Christy Hemme was their vocalist.
Oh, okay.
Because I found, didn't Christy Hemme put an album out or some shit around that time?
She probably did. She did a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. But my heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to the family, the Lanza family. R.I.P. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well,
anything from the NWA MLW front?
Not offhand, no. I didn't. No. No, I don't have anything. We'll do that when we go back to our regular reviewing. But
like I said, Jeff Hardy, get the help.
Yeah, definitely.
Get the help.
All right, folks. Well, look, we're going to let you go. And just like I said, 2 special episodes coming up. Christmas Eve, we have the Rowdy Piper Christmas. New Year's Eve, 2021, Get Off Our Lawn. Special episodes. They'll be premiering, but you can watch them any other time. So, hope you have a happy, safe holiday, and we'll talk to you next time.
Stay safe and have a nice